I asked her if I could shave my eyebrows and she said no. Immediately shave off way too much. So then I said, I'm gonna cut my bangs. She'll never notice.
It keeps getting worse.
Immediately walk in the house. She goes, what did you do?
My mom told me not to date this guy and he cheated on me with his cousin. Carly, are you okay?
My mom is incredibly servant-hearted. It's just like the way that she always steps in, especially when these moments when you really need your mom. That's her legacy that I want to pass on to my kids.
Welcome back to Always Here. We're your hosts, Abby Howard
And Abby Howard.
and we are here to share the hope in the hard with heart and humor. As always.
Yeah.
How we doing?
Actually, great. Remember when CJ's beloved cow, he has a little wormy stuffed animal
Yes.
that's beloved in our house, and he's loved it for maybe a year and a half. Well, the wormies, the first time, I didn't realize that you can't wash those in the washing machine. It just produces the most intense putrid mold smell that engulfs your entire house.
Because it's filled with something.
Yeah, it's filled with lavender and flaxseed, and so I got stuff on it. And
Maybe
I
you
was like,
cooked them.
No, I put it in the washing machine, and so then it gets
No,
wet
but-
and moldy.
Oh.
Yeah, and the mold, like, it just never dries out inside. So I ruined his first one. This was like a year ago. And I told CJ that cow was on vacation. Well, cow is now on another vacation.
What happened to cow?
Well, CJ had a diaper accident and yeah, got on cow. So
Poop?
yeah, I know. It was
How on cow?
I know. It was a dark day, but thankfully Caleb was home, not me. So I didn't have to deal with it too badly. But yeah, poor cow's on another vacation. So I'm trying to decide. I made a whole video last time. We made a PowerPoint, and I said, cow was in New York. And, like, he traveled the whole world because it takes a little bit for shipping.
You need a budget set aside for cows.
Yeah, we love the wormies. And from that video, it got a lot of views. So we have, like, a good relationship with wormies now. But I did buy his new cow. It's like $20 a cow. And people are like, buy multiple. I said, what do we think I am? Made of money? Spends $100 on cows just to put in the closet. I just bought one, but I think it does pose a question of how long do you go? People don't ever wash their beloved childhood blankets and stuffed animals because they love the smell.
I thought you were going somewhere different with that
Oh,
question.
sorry.
Like, how long do you keep a stuffed animal? Some people.
Oh, no. I know. My friends keep it forever, and they don't wash them because they love the smell. The smell is comforting and nostalgic. So CJ's cow, it was mangly and just disgusting. So what's the line of when you're like, we just have to replace it?
You know, I actually have no memory of washing any of my stuffed animals.
Right. So maybe I just don't worry about it.
Well, you know, my kids are not attached to anything stuffed animal-like.
Yeah.
We've tried.
Yeah.
We've tried. I really would like to
really cute.
replace Binky's. Update.
Oh, this is huge.
Just wait. There's a follow-up.
Okay.
Oh,
I was waiting
in
for
the
this.
2 days.
I almost texted you and I was like, I'm sure she'll tell on the pod. So
So the other day, our oldest son runs into our bedroom at 10:30 p.m., which is no surprise because bedtime never really is like a one and done thing.
Sure.
It's
a
usually like
process.
multiple trips, the whole process.
Of course.
And so he runs in, and he'd been in his room for like a couple hours at this point. Like, we hadn't seen him emerge. And he has all of his binkies. Which should have been gone a long time ago. And it's been attempted many times. One time, they were gone for 6 months.
Yeah.
Came back. We needed to sleep again. I needed to sleep without my 3-year-old right next to me. And so that was when he was actually 2.5. Wow. It's been a year. So after all of this back and forth, he just dumps all the binkies in Matt's lap. And he's like, I'm ready to get rid of these. I want to give these to babies.
Oh, it's so grown
and
up.
we were like, what? Oh my goodness. Like, what in the
Yeah.
world? And we're like, okay. And he runs back to bed, comes back a minute later with one more binky, and he gives it back to Matt, and then runs back in his room and goes back to sleep the rest of the night. We didn't see him. He didn't even come in our room like he normally comes in our room at night.
Wow, that's huge.
We're like, oh my gosh, like, this feels huge. Like,
Yeah.
this is like big time. Like, what? And then in my head, I'm like, my whole outlook on parenting has changed. I'm just gonna wait for the child to tell me when they're
Right.
ready for transitions. Follow up night, put him in bed, and we're like, okay, night night. We're like, trying to leave, and then he's like, but where's my binkies?
Oh,
And I'm like, oh, well, you gave them to the babies. Like, remember?
Yeah.
He's like, no, but I want them. And we're like, no, but you gave him, we can like go back and forth for so long.
Yeah.
Then Matt he comes back in the room and he has one. He goes, I'm giving it back. And I was like, honestly, frick.
Like, we're so close.
I was so proud of him too. I literally announced it to you guys, announced it to all my friends. I told everybody in the world and everyone on this podcast.
Well, maybe it'll be like a back and forth thing.
I do think it might be
Transitioning
because he
out.
does keep talking now more about big boy things, and like baby things, and he's kind of starting to separate the two in his mind.
Totally.
Eventually, they will be gone. But I did have a heart-to-heart with his dentist, and I was like, hey, just tell it to him straight. I love, like, direct honesty with them. Like, I'm like, you can't drink this because it has alcohol, or you can't drink this because it's caffeine.
For sure.
And so, but, like, we were, like, usually very honest with them. And I'm like, hey, you have full permission to tell him that his teeth are going to get messed up.
Yeah.
And he goes, I will tell him that.
Yeah.
He goes, but also, he goes, the worst thing that can happen is that he'll need braces, and I put braces on, like, 80% of the kids that come here. I was
That's so
like,
true.
okay, well,
that's kind of comforting
that
as a mom.
was comforting to me. But then I was like, but tell him that his teeth will get messed up.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. And Griffin's like, yeah, my teeth will get messed up. He's like, it's going to happen eventually.
Does their palate go back no matter what?
I don't think it actually, our dentist didn't seem to think that was a big issue, like with the jaw and the palate.
Good.
Unless maybe they literally never, they only use it at night when they sleep.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. He didn't mention that because I was like, I was worried about the development. He's like, no.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll trust the professionals.
Yeah, I was like,
I love the professionals.
We're never leaving this dentist.
You tell me, we love you, dentist.
Never leaving this
We're
one.
seeing you through this.
It's just so
great.
wrong. I'm like, I see this huge kid, and he's just like, I'm like,
Oh, he'll get there. He's already getting there. It'll be probably a transitional thing, you know?
here's what I'm not doing. I'm not sleeping for 6 months.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm not doing. Anyway,
It'll be good. It'll be fine.
this past weekend was really fun.
Yeah, how was
Addie and I
Flagstaff?
and the
So
whole,
fun.
like, our side of the family went to Flagstaff. It's literally just a 2-hour drive, and there's snow in the mountains. It was warm. Like, apparently the weekend before, they got, like, 2 feet of snow.
Yeah.
And our weekend was, like, very warm.
Yeah.
So it all
So,
I
melted
didn't
and then got
need a
icy or
coat.
what?
I wore a coat when we went skiing, but I didn't really need it. I took off I had leggings and then my snow pants, and then I had a t-shirt, a jacket, and then my coat.
Yeah.
I took off all the under layers and just had the top layer so I wouldn't get wet.
Honestly, amazing.
Matt
Like,
was
that's
snowboarding
super
with a
fun.
short
Wearing,
sleeve
like
shirt.
short sleeve shirts going down.
But the conditions weren't
snow.
great.
What an oxymoron.
No,
yeah.
they weren't that. They were like really slushy at the bottom, but we went at the start of the day, so it was still cold.
Yeah.
And it was good, but near the end of the day, it was getting a little warmer at the bottom.
Yeah,
the day we
interesting.
went. But it was really fun. I have only gone skiing one time before that, and so it was good to go back in again.
Oh,
We
it
love
was. It was
doing it.
You skied, not snowboarded.
Yeah, we ski.
Yeah.
Blake and I ski. You guys snowboard, but I'm not very good at it at all.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I took the motto from the Howards of Howards Do Hard Things, and Blake made me go on a blue, and I was like, okay, sure, let's do it. I get up there, I look down, and I'm like,
Oh.
how am I getting down? Can
that's
I
the
go
thing, you
back
just have to
down?
do it.
I know.
The other way, and I got up there, and I was like, I can do hard things, I can do hard things, I can do hard things. And then I
Yeah.
started singing it. I was like, I can do hard things, I can
Addie,
do
that's
hard
amazing.
things.
Here's the Daniel time.
Really the whole way down.
We're really just preaching to ourselves, not our kids. We're like, we can do hard things.
Seriously.
I'm like, I wish I was joking. I really am not joking.
No,
I did
it's
it the whole entire
great.
time.
I
That's
love
awesome.
that.
It was fun.
Skiing is scary.
I've never seen you ski.
Yeah, I haven't done it since college. I want to go back, but I know you just have to, the initial fear is there.
It never sounds fun. Like when you wake up in the morning, you're like, why did we pay this money to do this?
Right.
Why did we do all the hassle?
Right.
But then you're like going down the mountain, you're like, this is actually fun. I'm
So
glad I
fun
did
and
this.
so beautiful.
You ski.
I ski. Yeah, in my head, I'm like, oh, I want to learn how to snowboard. Full well knowing I would be not okay with that. I'm scared to skateboard. I don't like being.
It's actually
I
similar.
don't like being sideways like that. I like seeing straight forward where I'm going. I also just have my 2 fears in life are speed and heights.
Oh.
So, skiing is high up and fast. So I'm like, but I want to get over that. I want to conquer those things. I went on the Ferris wheel at Shields with CJ, and I was it's like, every time he moved, I was like, hey, so you just sit down. It's like in a department store Ferris wheel.
That's true about you. I think we're all this way, but you are like really chill
Yeah.
about most things, but then there's a few things that you're like really not chill about.
Yeah.
I feel like that's everybody.
Caleb was like, "What's wrong with you?" He's like, "You kept squirming and looking all weird." I was like, "I was a little nervous." And he goes, "That's ridiculous." I'm like, "Give me some grace, okay?" I was scared. And yeah, heights and speed. I just don't like feeling out of control of my body.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that'll do it.
Yeah.
But I will go. I will
My
go skiing.
confession is that when Matt taught me how to snowboard, I said a lot of bad words.
Under your breath.
Matt was like, "Oh my." And then I started crying because I was hurting so bad. And then my
Yeah.
tears started to get frozen to my face because
Yeah.
I learned at night skiing, pitch black out,
God.
really cold.
Right.
And my butt hurt so bad because I have a weird tailbone.
Yeah.
And I thought I broke it. And so then Matt got me a middle school boys football girdle to wear.
Did it help?
Yeah.
That's actually a great solution.
I still have it and I still
Yeah,
wear it.
you should wear it, yeah.
sometimes. Well, I don't really fall any as
Sometimes
much.
just wear it around the house.
I actually
You wear it every time you walk down the steps.
No,
just in case.
I should honestly, but no, I don't really wear it actually anymore when I snowboard. I haven't fallen that much.
Good.
In recent attempts down the mountain.
The last time I skied, it was in college. It was with my girlfriend. So I've never actually learned how to ski. It was just like, get on your skis and go.
Oh, you didn't do it as a
I've-
kid.
I did once, but it was so long ago that, it doesn't really count.
I feel like with skiing you can just go,
Yeah.
even if it's
You just
like
need a pizza and learn how to cut and stuff.
Okay.
But they were like, at the end of the day, let's do a blue. Got up there. I had no skill. Started going down. It was freezing. It started snowing really hard. And the snow turned to ice. And then I remember I fell and I couldn't get back up. Every time I stood up, I kept falling. I finally got up, was backwards. Started going down the mountain backwards. I was full on panic attack, crying to like the tears were frozen in my goggles. And that was the last time.
that was the last time.
We
So I'm
gotta
gonna
do
go
a
with you.
redemption. Let's go
I would love to
again.
go and redeem that.
Matt took Griffin because he was like, if he's gonna learn, he needs to learn when he's
Now.
little, when
Yes.
he's close to the ground, has no
Yes.
fear, and it just becomes second nature. So it
I
was
agree with that.
really cute.
Those videos were adorable.
And the fact that my mom and my grandma, who's like almost 80, walked down that mountain just so they could watch him do 2 runs on the bunny hill. And my
Yeah.
dad, they're like, whoa!
Yeah, so
cheering him on.
sweet.
And Matt is literally just holding him down.
It's so sweet.
I was like, wow, the family support is strong.
I feel like there's been a switch in my. Maybe we just talked about this in the call. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there has been a switch with me after pregnancy where I'm like, I want to conquer my fears. I want to do hard things again, and like everything that I was scared of before. I feel like I have free will. I want to take skiing lessons. I want to take tennis lessons. I want to do all these things that I'm bad at and get good at them. I just want to face them head on,
Let's do tennis lessons.
I would love to do tennis lessons.
I feel like I would be terrible.
Wait, we should do a segment where we talk about how we want to use our free will and things that we want to do that just seem a little out of pocket.
Yeah, I used my free will the other day and I went on a walk to get myself a little treat and then
Yeah.
walked back and I was like, wow,
That was amazing.
that's always been an option. Never
knew
took
life was
advantage
like
of that. Life is crazy nowadays. I was by myself for an hour and a half. It was crazy.
It's great. That's great.
So yeah.
Speaking of crazy, should we do Wow, That's Crazy?
Let's do it.
Yes, I don't know what it is.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy.
It's not that crazy. I actually think this is more interesting and kind of a fun one. So, for the first time in 90 years since the Great Depression, more U.S. citizens have left America than come in. Wait, more citizens have left America than come in. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And I was thinking about this because I know 4 girls that live abroad.
Okay.
Yeah, like they've met they've met significant others and live abroad. And so I was like,
Cool.
wait, I actually know a lot of people that don't live here anymore and have like foregone they probably keep their citizenship. But I just thought that was really interesting. And
I don't think you can you lose your citizenship?
No.
Yeah, if you're born here, you're like,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe we should fact check that. But isn't that interesting?
that is
The first time
interesting.
in 90
Do you think
years.
it's because they hate the president?
I don't know. I was trying to look up some of the reasons. I mean, I'm sure some people probably, but most of the reasons listed were cost of living is really high in America. And it's like, okay, I looked up on just Italy, for example. Italy is 30 to 70% cheaper cost of living than America. So if you can live somewhere else cheaper, also a lot of people work remote.
Yep.
There's more hybrid work options and also just opportunity. I feel like it's just easier to go abroad in this day and age than it was in the past.
That feels overwhelming to me.
To go live abroad?
Even the thought of like buying property somewhere else, like we have friends that bought property in Mexico, and I'm like, how'd you even do that? How'd you even go about that?
That's so true.
So it says you don't lose your citizenship unless you voluntarily renounce it. So then you also don't have to pay like taxes and stuff in 2 different countries.
That's interesting. Did you know that if you work in a different country, you still have to pay American taxes if you're a citizen? Yeah. So even if you live in a different country and you have a job there, you still have to pay income tax to America. I didn't know
That's
that.
probably why people would renounce that
Or
their
like
citizenship.
pause it, I guess. That's when Caleb told me that, I was like, wait, that's really interesting.
You pause your subscription to America.
Yeah, we pause your subscription.
You said pause. I was like, I don't know. It feels like it's just. They're like, are you sure you want to cancel?
Go to your email to confirm your cancellation.
You can also lose it if you commit an act of treason against the
See,
US.
that one makes probably a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So
What counts as treason? Also, it sounds so.
If you
does
serve
sound
in the armed
vague.
forces of a foreign
Old-fashioned.
state engaged in hostilities against the
Oh
US.
well, yeah, that
Oh.
would be.
I don't have a possibility of that. I'm not in the military, so
I don't have a possibility of that.
You also cannot renounce the citizenship of your child.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that shouldn't.
I think
be
that's appropriate.
You make a lot of decisions for your children, but you shouldn't be able to probably make that one.
Yeah, yeah. So that's that's a crazy fact.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah. Would you live abroad ever?
Would I live abroad? Yes. Would I move permanently? I don't think that would happen.
Yeah.
We're really close with our whole family. Like
Yeah.
it would be really hard to leave. I feel like the people doing that probably, my guess is that they're not as close with their family.
I don't know. The girls that I know from college and high school that all live abroad are close with their families.
How could you be super,
Well, their significant others are from these other countries.
they just call a lot?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like they travel a lot based off of their
Okay.
social media and stuff. But yeah, I would definitely would. I think it'd be really cool. I don't think I'd ever permanently move.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, no. But I would love to go. I mean, everyone has a dream to like live in Italy for a couple months and
Yeah, a couple months.
Yeah,
Or even a year. Like I just don't see myself permanently.
uh-huh.
I love America.
Where are the places that you would move, domestically or abroad? Like where I would love to live in New York City for just 1 year.
See, for me, I would like New York City for one summer.
Oh, like
I don't know if I would want it. I don't think I could do it for super long. Gosh, I always say everyone loves Nashville. I feel like everyone's moving to Nashville. We spent a month there, and I was like, I could see myself like living here. If one day like our whole family moved, like I'd be like, oh yeah, sick, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see myself living there.
I have no desire to move. If I moved anywhere, I'd go back home. No, honestly, I'm like not a travel person. I don't want to live abroad. I don't know. I'm just really stuck in my routine and my schedule and my home that it would really throw me off to like go and be in a different place.
Sure.
I'm not super adaptable, I've realized.
I feel like you are though. I feel like your move here, you've made friends, joined community. I feel like it's been.
But I feel like that was very like a thought out decision of like, are we gonna move here? Are we gonna do that? Like knowing there's family and friends.
Like you had to like be
I
intentional.
had to
about
be intentional about moving here. I would never move somewhere if there wasn't like family or a reason to be there. I don't think I would just do it for fun. I don't think that would be
that. Well, I
fun
feel like
or
that's
not
for me. That's the purpose of travel. Like I'm
Yeah.
like I just
Yeah.
feel like that doesn't really count as moving if it's for like a temporary thing.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. I couldn't think of any other city besides Phoenix that I would want to live in domestically. And then the other place I'd be just great for traveling or spending extended time in. So, yeah, I don't really see us moving.
Nashville
but-
feels like home in a way that's weird because I've never lived there. Like it is. I'm thinking of Franklin specifically.
I feel like it, from what it sounds like, it does sound like a hybrid of the fast-paced kind of opportunity feel of the West with the cozy Midwest charm.
It really feels Midwest. Not.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel Southern in my opinion.
Yeah, I would consider that Midwest to me.
Well, if you go to Memphis, now that feels Southern, and they're like not that far
Well,
apart.
I say if you go to Springfield, it sounds Southern, but Missouri
it's
itself
not.
is not
They're
the
fake
South.
Southern.
I think Missouri is the Midwest, but that is a hot debate on my Instagram.
You're kidding. They think
No.
it's the South.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Isn't that
The
interesting?
South would be appalled by that.
I think
feel
so
like we're
too.
the most Midwest that you could get.
Yeah,
As
seriously.
middle of the country,
Yeah.
besides Kansas, they only
We're
the
just
only ones
kind
you
of
guys
middle.
beat.
I guess we're not really that far west. We're kind of just
yeah,
mid.
Midwest is a weird name for it, but yeah, people really think Missouri is the South.
Wow.
So we
That's
all
not true.
disagree.
That's not true.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is
That is
crazy.
crazy.
Thank you to Cozy Earth for sponsoring this portion of today's episode.
Did you know that sleeping in a cooler environment offers several scientifically supported benefits that enhance sleep quality and overall health?
I believe that, actually.
I do too.
When it's hot, I'm like,
I ain't sleeping.
not rested.
Uh-uh.
And that's what Cozy Earth's whole design is based on, because their bamboo sheets are temperature regulating, guaranteed to give you a comfortable night's sleep every single night.
Cozy Earth sheets are made from viscose from bamboo. They naturally wick away heat and moisture from your body, helping you sleep several degrees cooler.
Which is really convenient because we live in the desert.
Yeah, I actually needed to be cooler.
Yes.
Often.
They offer a 100-night sleep trial, so you can try them for yourself,
Wow.
and you can guarantee that you like them, or else
Yeah, you can send them back. That's
send
really
them back,
nice.
which is great because they are an investment, but I do not think that you will be disappointed. Every detail is designed to feel effortlessly comfortable. Returns are easy, but after feeling this level of comfort, you probably won't want to let them.
No. You're going to love sleeping in your Cozy Earth sheets. They also have a 10-year warranty because true comfort is meant to endure. High quality, something that's going to last a lifetime. I mean, you can't beat it.
Cannot beat it. And they make amazing gifts. I recently gifted some to my sister-in-law, Addie.
Discover how care in every detail transforms simple routines into moments of true comfort and ease. You can head to cozyearth.com and use our code ABBY for up to 20% off. That's code ABBY for up to 20% off.
And if you get a post-purchase survey, be sure to mention you heard about Cozy Earth right here. Experience the craft behind the comfort and make every day feel intentional.
There is another one. Addie's going to lead this one off because I don't know anything about it.
Another crazy thing.
Another wow, that's crazy that we've actually talked about before, but you could never find exactly what you were trying to talk about. Hunter Primo, if that's how you say her last name,
Oh, she's from Nashville.
follow her.
posted about her mega bed.
Oh yes, I've followed that
And
journey.
it just has 2.1 million views on TikTok. She posted a couple days ago. So I put the TikTok in there, and she talks all about it to explain to people about her mega bed. And it is the Alaskan king bed.
Yeah.
Is what
It's called an Alaskan king bed?
Yes.
I
Okay, I wanna
follow her
watch.
and I saw this on Instagram.
Wait, let me see it. So wait, what were the dimensions of the bed? She said it's 10 feet by 108 inches long or 180 inches long.
I don't know. I can't fathom that many inches.
I can't fathom that many inches either, but I know it's probably bigger. We have a king bed in our room and I can't walk. So I'm just like, wow, that's impressive.
So the original, what did she say? She has the biggie.
Biggie
The Biggie Small.
She is the biggie. Okay, the biggie.
How much is it?
Biggie Junior. That's what
I bet it's very expensive.
I can tell you, but it's 120 inches by 108 inches.
Okay, wow. 10
What are
feet
your
by
guesses
180.
at how much that costs?
I'm going to say
Wait, for
three.
what? The
For
bed?
the mattress.
For the mattress?
I'm going to say 3,000.
Potentially more. Oh, right.
It was?
3,700.
Yeah.
Boom,
Well, that's
baby.
$1,000 off. So the full price
That's
is
what I'm saying.
4,700.
Wow. I mean,
But then you have the bedding and the sheets.
It's custom. Well, the actual
Yeah.
bed, too. Because
Yeah.
like,
Bed
what is
frames,
the bed
yep.
frame?
Do you want upholstered leather?
She had upholstered,
Okay, upholstered.
I think.
yeah, I think so. It was beautiful.
Depends on what you want. The cheapest option is a platform,
Uh-huh.
and it's 1,900.
Wow.
An Alpine
That's
is
typical for a bed, I feel like.
4,800.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
There's a
wow.
bunch of they have a bunch of different designs, but they range up to $12,000.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It feels like kind of
Custom.
custom.
It
Totally.
is kind of custom.
I feel like I could see NBA players needing beds like this. You know, really massive football players, and then mothers that love to sleep with all their children.
Yeah.
I get it.
Wait, why is this crazy?
I think it's just crazy because there's a lot of differing opinions on
Oh, the
having
co-sleeping.
co-sleeping, like getting a big bed. The most like comment on this says, "Do you not like your husband?" Even though the husband said he prefers it.
I honestly feel that when Caleb and I switched from a queen to a king, I felt isolated on a little island.
In the king?
Because you know, in a queen, we were always arm to arm. Because
Yeah.
we're both large people. Like I'm tall and he's a big dude, so we were, you know, neck and neck. And now in a king bed, I'm like, where did he go? Where's he at? You know?
This was my thing. I'm like, when you're asleep, how much quality time are you getting together?
I guess more than I assumed.
No, you're not really getting any quality. You're asleep.
Yeah, but I was getting a lot of physical touch. Non-sensual physical touch.
Like
You know what
when
I mean?
you're
Blake does
asleep.
not want physical touch while we're sleeping. He's like,
I sleep like this.
Blake
But is
rolled
it
on
feeling-
top of me the other night while he was asleep.
Blake is a really weird sleeper. Him
I
and my
said,
dad are.
That is really weird.
Hello? I said, Blake.
Hello?
He said, what? I'm like, you're on top of me.
Hello.
But is it filling your cup because
It's
you're
so
asleep?
Yeah, I think because he's gone all day, I love to touch him at night.
Okay.
I'm a clingy wife, but it's okay.
It's okay.
We're isolated now.
No, like my thing is, I'm like, if I feel like I used to think that, I'm like, but actually, when you really think about it, for me, I was like, I was unconscious. Like I'm done. I go to bed, I don't wake up.
Sure.
Like I'm like, so I wasn't like, oh, that was not really necessarily bonding us, just to
Right.
sleep in the same bed, which we do sleep in the same bed, and our son does sleep with us, but not in the bed with us.
I don't think it's co-sleeping if your bed's that big, to be honest. It's like you have like a lot of space. You're not even near each other. You're on different planets
You're not
in that
touching
bed.
each other. They have the dogs on the bed too.
Yeah, I'm
This
like,
is-
I think they're fine.
It says a developmental psychologist here. Children will eventually want to sleep independently.
Yes.
Co-sleeping with children, if they need it, provides security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
one
mean,
of
I'm
those
not
things
doing
that's
it,
like,
but I don't have an opinion really.
Well, I don't think anyone really should have an opinion on how other
Yeah.
people sleep.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever.
Like, what works for you guys
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
No, I would actually at one point, Matt and I were like, we need to just get a bigger bed. But we also really like falling asleep together because of intimacy.
Right.
Like, so then we like let him come in once his little hatch light is a certain color.
That
he
was-
can't have free access to our bedroom.
No, of course
That
not.
was
That
the
is
funny
psycho.
part
That's
about this
psychotic.
weekend in Flagstaff is that you guys brought the hatch, and so we're all there. We're staying up late, things like that. And so Blake's downstairs, and he's still awake. Matt and Abby have already gone upstairs. They're in their room, and Blake looks over and sees Griffin's
It's
head
terrifying.
outside of, like, just looking down from the stairs, and he's like, "Buddy, are you supposed to be awake?" He goes, "Yeah, I can go in my parents' room. The lights blue."
Oh.
Blake doesn't know this, so he's like, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure you're allowed to go
Clarifying
in
the
there?" He goes,
rules.
"Yeah, the lights blue."
Every
And he-
night.
he starts to open the door, and Blake's like, "I don't know. He goes, "Go downstairs, Coco."
Oh my
He's
gosh,
like-
she's like, it's fine.
He's
Coco."
like, his light turns blue at 11:30.
He does.
Oh, that was
But,
sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally see the appeal. Your kids, like, everyone just, for some families, at least for us, like, everyone just slept so much better. And I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, I just want to sleep. And so, like, that
Sure.
was, like, the way it was happening. And I can see kids being very different. Like, my second, there's just not a world where he would be able to sleep in the same bed as us.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even understand the concept of it. Like, one time he woke up really early and we're like, just get in here. And he's like,
What do you mean?
what are we doing?
Yeah, CJ's kind of like that. He's like,
He needs
"I'm
a
good."
sleep deprivation tank.
Right.
So he's like, what is
He's like,
this?
where's your tent?
Like, where is your little tent?
That's hilarious.
So, no, that's sweet. I
super
could see us
sweet.
evolving into that at one point. We have the space in our room. I could see it
Yeah.
happening.
I feel like co-sleeping with an infant feels very different than a toddler.
I wouldn't want that. I'd be really anxious about that.
Same. So that's why I'm like, when people get upset about toddlers co-sleeping, I'm like, why?
Well, she
I don't really
also
understand
mentioned
the
she has a
controversy.
baby also, and she said in that video they don't sleep in the bed. She sleeps in her crib,
Yeah,
and when
she's
she
in her
gets big
crib.
enough, they'll come and sleep in the bed.
Yeah, I don't really understand the controversy with that when
Yeah.
the kids get old enough to sleep in a bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
It'll
don't know.
happen. It'll all happen. It'll all happen.
Yeah,
It's okay if it's at different timings.
totally.
It's okay if your kid has binkies forever. Me just saying that for myself.
Hey, he'll be fine, Abby. He's doing great.
Hey, no, Abby, trust me. I laid down on that one. I was just like,
He'll
No,
eventually
That's
lose
why I
interest.
feel bad. I'm like, your mom always tells the boys like, Brielle doesn't need a binky. I'm like, you don't have to tell them that. That's
She
fine.
uses her thumb.
She uses her thumb. She still uses something.
I love it. Well, that's
I
great.
can't cut that one off.
well, speaking of
our
moms. Was that smooth enough?
I mean,
That
we
was
said at the
cute.
same time.
Speaking of moms, today's episode is really about things our moms taught us.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're all very grateful to like have really involved moms that enjoy being moms and being
sure.
involved in our lives, even as adults, which I seriously, I do not take lightly at all. It's like such a blessing. There's nothing like it. So we're
Totally.
really grateful for that. But I think we can also, before we get into that, relate to times that we should have listened to our moms. And we did not. And we learned the hard way.
Yes.
So we asked you guys some of your stories about times that you should have listened to your mom and you had to learn the hard way.
When in middle school, she told me my excessive eyeliner did not look good and I should have listened. I wore so much eyeliner in middle school.
That actually reminds me. You did?
Yeah, pencil eyeliner all the way around my eyes.
Wow.
Yeah, I just feel like that's what we thought to do.
No, I wore mascara one day to 6th grade, and someone was like, "Do you have mascara on?" And I was like, "No." And then I never wore it again to 6th grade.
Aw.
I didn't wear makeup for until
long
maybe
time.
8th grade.
In 6th grade was when I started wearing eyeliner. In 8th grade, I started wearing a lot of eyeshadow. And I used to wear purple eyeshadow because I read in 17 magazine that it made brown eyes pop, of course. And then I used to just like pile it on my face. And one time I had a volleyball coach ask me, "Why do you feel like you need to wear so much makeup?" And I know she meant it in a nice way, but I was like, because I feel pretty. I didn't think anything of it. Now looking back, I'm like, I think she was trying to lovingly tell me I shouldn't be wearing that much makeup.
Maybe not her place though.
Probably not, but
No, my mom always. This reminds me. My mom always told me, she's like, "Do not put a ponytail at the base of your neck."
really, why?
She's like higher up.
Oh,
she
it gives you a
like
facelift.
Well, I don't even think it was that. She was just like, I would literally just like slick it and put it at the base of my, and now ironically enough, that's kind of a trend.
I do
Maybe
that.
not like how I was doing it. I was doing it like super low. Like as low as I could possibly get it. And I remember her and my grandma would always be like, "Abby, wear your hair down. Don't do that. It looks
yeah.
so pretty down." And I was like, ugh, it's bothering me.
Whatever, Mom.
Sid wrote in and said, "Wearing my retainers after braces, RIP."
Oh my gosh, that's so hard.
Yes.
Did that happen to you? Your
Yeah.
teeth moved?
Yep.
Oh, years and
They-
years
after they
with a
paid
metal
so
mouth.
much for the braces.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a hard one.
No one
Yeah.
wears their retainers.
I wear my retainer
You do?
at night. I try to wear it once a week, just to keep it
At
intact.
this point,
Yeah.
fair.
I'm like, they're there. They're moving. They're
I never
staying.
had braces, so can't relate.
Beautiful teeth, girl. Okay, but Lily said, my mom told me to not drive on oxycodone. Everyone was fine, but never again. I like leaving some space for some thoughts there.
That's illegal.
That's what I
That's not
think-
just your mom. That's the law.
That's actually everybody.
Lily.
I love it. You live and you learn, girl.
Glad everyone was fine, but gosh, never again. That's the
Never
most
again.
important.
Yeah, she figured it out.
Okay, the queen of the castle
I love that username.
said when she said to drive safe, and at 16 years old, I thought I was big and bad and ended up totaling a car.
Oh, I used to drive so reckless at 16. I
that
know.
terrifies
It's
me.
so scary. Oh, man. My mom and dad were right. This person doesn't have a name, but this is a little bit of a longer story. Not me, but at a time my brother should have listened to my mom for me. I was probably 2 and my brother was 7, and my mom asked him to take me inside because she was pulling the car around to wash it on the side of the house. I was sitting in the front yard playing in a bucket of water. My brother did not listen. My mom pulls the car around, clearly thinking I'm inside with my brother and not in any danger, and I'm sitting in the yard. He runs to the door after realizing my mom is driving through the yard where I was. She sees him standing in the door and asks where I am, and he is just blankly staring at her, looking terrified. I was under the car, safe between the wheels, but nonetheless under the car. Thank God my mom drove a very large car and I was very small. I was not hurt at all. I actually do remember a little bit of it. I was wearing white sandals and the wheel rolled over the top of my foot. I remember being incredibly sad that my white shoes had black tire marks on them.
That is so bad.
That's so scary. I actually have a fear of that with like CJ and Vivian. I'm like, gosh, I need to padlock every door that goes out to the front.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you think your older kid, you're like, oh, the youngest can't unlock the door or whatever. But then your older kid can. What if the oldest kid leaves the door unlocked or something?
If you leave the, we have like a magnet sensor, and so it says front door.
Oh, it's
or it'll
smart.
be like back sliding door, garage door. So I know whenever a door is open.
Yeah, it talks to you.
Yeah.
I should get the talking ones.
My parents also had the latches over the tops of the doors, so
Yeah.
we couldn't reach them. So when we tried to open the door, you could only open it like 2 inches. But
Oh, smart.
yeah.
It's really spooky.
That's really spooky. It makes me think of like he runs to the door, trying to like not get himself in trouble from his mom. But it just makes me think of the time where your mom texts you and is like, hey, can you thaw the chicken? And then you're watching TV or something, and then you hear the garage door open, and you like immediately run to the freezer and pull the chicken out. You're like, everything's fine. It's been doing it for a long time.
I don't know why. It's still hard.
I don't know why it's still frozen.
Carly said, my mom told me not to date this guy, and he cheated on me with his cousin. Carly, are you okay?
With his cousin.
Well, I guess at that point you're
Curly, we're
like,
checking in. Wellness
we're
check.
never gonna make this
Yeah,
work.
actually, this is for the best.
This is really
We
fun.
dodged a bullet here.
I figured there'd be a lot of boy related ones.
Yes. Rebecca said when she told me I would get diarrhea if I ate expired chicken, cry face.
That's a fear.
They're always right about that one.
Charlotte says not to buy any newborn onesies. My baby was born 99th percentile.
Yeah, 0 to 3 immediately. 0
Oh,
to 3.
danged it.
Katie said my mom told me to use the outhouse and I said no and didn't make it home. It was the day before my driver's test and I was wearing shorts. Got all over the seats and I had to borrow someone else's car to take the test.
She still took the test. She's like, I'm getting my license.
She's like, sorry, nothing can stop me.
the outhouse.
Do you remember? I remember taking my 16-year-old driver's test, and I was so nervous. I got out of the car, and my shirt was fully soaked with sweat from armpit
I would
to
be
chest
nervous
to
in
back.
Missouri too because you guys don't have any kind of driver training.
It was crazy
Yeah.
to me that you guys took driver's training in school.
Yeah,
we
that's-
took 2 classes. We took a behind the wheel class at school, like with a teacher in a car, and then we took a seated class about the rules of the road.
Oh
Nope.
wow!
You just show up.
Yeah, Missouri's
Get
like, good
behind the
luck,
car."
everybody. Let these kids out on the streets.
And it shows.
I barely,
Yeah, it actually
I
does
barely
show.
passed, but I passed. I
It
barely.
honestly does show.
It honestly does.
Abby, when did you not listen to your mom when you should have?
The first story that popped to my head when I was thinking about this, I was in middle school, and my ethnicity is I'm mostly white, but I'm a quarter Lebanese and a quarter Italian. So I have dark features and I have a lot of hair. And I just remember very young age getting a mustache and my mom being pretty forthcoming about helping me take care of that. The one thing that I was insecure about that my mom was not as forthcoming with me about was my unibrow. Okay. And I remember asking and she was like, you don't have a unibrow, but to me it was one.
Oh, she was thinking it wasn't a
Yeah,
problem.
she didn't think it was an issue. I felt like I had a unibrow. When I look back at pictures, I did. So she was, I don't know why she was being honest at that point. Why she was lying to me at that point. Normally she's very honest about those things. So I remember I think I was in 6th or 7th grade and I felt like I was going behind my mom's back because I asked her if I could shave and wax my eyebrows and she said no. And my neighbor's mom had one of those little electric facial hair razors.
Okay.
And I had never,
You're like,
I
here we go.
was like, this is just such an incredible invention. I've never heard of such an amazing product. I must use this immediately. I take it to my eyebrows, immediately shave off way too much.
Job.
Immediately my eyebrows went from really close together to pretty far apart. And it was just on one side uneven. So naturally, in my 11-year-old brain, I said, I have to even this out. So then I went to the other eyebrow. And I shaved
it.
that one over too far. So now I had 2 half of eyebrows. And then what did I do to fix that? 'Cause then I started panicking. I said, oh my gosh, my mom's going to kill me. I shaved off my eyebrows. So then I said, I'm going to cut my bangs. She'll never notice.
Abby, it keeps getting worse.
So worse. And it wasn't just like a straight down bang. It was a hard side bang. So I cut a crazy side bang, put a headband, over it, obviously, of course, and walk out the house. I'm like, my mom will never notice. Immediately walk out the house. She goes, what did you do? Immediately freaks out. Like she yells. I start crying. Go, I don't know, Mom. I got a hand. I start crying.
It just keeps progressing.
It just keeps getting worse. There were a few times like that.
Dang. My mom did help me with the body hair now that I think about it because I was actually super young and I'm actually, how good is my memory as a kid? I don't really think it's that great, but in my head, I remember who this kid is and honestly, it could go back to him. But
Wow.
bleep it out.
They were coming for you.
I know him still kind of. It's totally fine. He has no memory of this.
Yeah,
but in
just a kid.
my brain has told me this story that at story time in Mrs. Smith's class, I'm sitting cross-legged and he's like, your legs look like a bear.
Wait, what age?
2nd grade.
Oh, wow.
This is when my mom, and I told my mom, I was like, my says that my legs look like a bear. And then her advice, she's like, well, you can shave them.
Wow, yeah. That's so young.
I did shave my legs in 2nd grade.
2nd grade.
I don't think it was something I kept up with.
Sure.
But they did get shaved.
I mean, she was just giving you a solution to the problem.
I know.
Maybe she was waiting for you to realize. She's like, her
think
legs
she was,
are
I think
hairy.
she was like, needed to happen.
The
Which I
worst-
was. She had me regularly get eyebrow wax appointments.
I think that's
starting
good.
7th or 8th grade.
Yeah, I think if you have I will be forthcoming with Vivian about things that she needs to take care of. Because they don't know it, and it's better to hear from your mom than your peers.
I guess that's true.
I remember the first time I shaved my legs, my parents videotaped it on like the home camera, and I was like, "Get out! This is so embarrassing!" And they're like videotaping it.
Oh my gosh.
I like the home recorder.
Life with girls.
I know,
So much work.
so funny.
Okay, so I actually, what does this say about me? Guys, I really tried to think of a time that my mom, here's the other thing I will say. I was a very obedient kid. Like,
Yeah.
my mom also didn't have strict rules with me. She didn't, so it was easy to like abide by them when
Right.
they weren't, I was like internally like very motivated to never break a rule, like ever as a kid. But I can think of a lot of things as an adult that my mom advised me against that I did not follow.
Sure.
And we can just leave it up in the air if I regret it or not. I don't regret these. I'm just gonna actually say that.
She was actually wrong. So sorry,
One
Lori.
of them being not to do social media.
I remember they were like, remember for a long time she wouldn't watch anything.
It was actually just brought to my attention that this is what she does watch. She
That's-
watches this podcast. So hi,
Lori,
Mom.
we love you.
I know she's tuning in because we're talking about moms. She's
I
like,
don't.
they're-
I don't blame her because
She's
at first
sad.
your stuff was very coupley. Remember,
Yeah.
it was like,
well,
Cringy.
I don't blame her at all. I feel like even as a parent now, I'm like, I would never want my kids to be vulnerable to the internet.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's so scary.
and also, of course, the content we're making was very embarrassing. And that also is, we'll get to that later, but that's because of her, I wasn't embarrassed by it. Another thing that she advised me against was moving
to Hawaii.
moving to Hawaii, moving to Arizona.
Sure.
All those things. But she did admit upon later, she's like, I advised you against that, not because I didn't think you should do it, it's because I didn't want you to do it because
That's sweet.
I just didn't want you to be away from me.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And I think I knew that when she was giving that advice. So I was like, well, this isn't the
sorry, Mom.
best reasoning. Another one, getting veneers.
Getting veneers.
She did not want that.
Well, you're naturally so beautiful.
She was like, I just don't see what's wrong with your teeth. I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong with my teeth. Like, and I was like, but I just like the way that they look.
Of course.
And she, in your mom's eyes, her child is perfect.
Perfect.
And so she also never got me braces or anything. So I guess she really liked them natural.
Yeah, totally.
So should I keep going on the list of things that I didn't listen to my mom about?
Yeah, do it.
Getting married young.
I didn't listen to my mom on that one.
Didn't
either.
listen to my mom on that one. She did not want me to get married young.
Yeah.
And
It worked out
we
for us.
really had a lot of serious conversations about it. I'm glad we can talk about it now.
Yeah.
But when it boiled down to it in her head, she like loved Matt. Like she actually, I was very obedient. I listened to my mom. She literally in high school, she's like, you can only date Matt Howard. We
Sweet.
lived in different towns. Look, I freaking made it happen.
Yeah.
Across state lines. And
Across state line.
like I was very obedient, but then it was just in her head, it was the order of things. Like
Right.
she's like, you graduate college, then you can get married.
Right.
And we're like, we just kind of messed up that order a little bit.
I think it's good that our moms are a voice of reason. Like they're
Right.
supposed to push back on especially our spontaneous whimsy decisions.
especially if they're like kind of like not random, but like
spontaneous.
or just like outside of the normal. Like
Totally.
it's like, okay, well, why do you want to do this?
For
And so
sure.
it was good that I really had to think about like, what is the purpose of marriage? Like, why
Yes.
do I want to marry Matt specifically?
Yes.
And like, is this a good idea? Like, I really had to think about that a long time. So it was good that she pushed against that.
Of course, we need that.
Another thing I didn't listen about, getting a dog.
That's the next one I was going to say for you.
I was gonna, but do you regret that?
It's up in the air. No, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. I know.
I
baiting
love
you.
Pretzel dearly. She's a puppy, so
Yeah.
she does puppy things.
she's just-
and
in a hard stage.
my mom is very against it, and she doesn't hold back at all.
I think she would say she was right on that one, maybe wrong on the others. Like she would say, "Oh yeah, you got married, great." Like
forming this list, she was like, the thing you did not listen to that you should have, because she's like, I can see all those other things, like I can see how it worked out, was the dog. She's
Oh
getting
my
trained
gosh.
right now. I mean,
mom is the
I'm
best.
like, she's a puppy. She's gonna do puppy things.
Yeah.
Also, admittedly, we don't train her. Like she's getting trained, but like I'm like at this point, that's just not a priority.
yeah, you do train her. You have the little beeper.
We beep her.
Yeah.
But we did lose that.
Oh, hey, it was an attempt.
tried our best.
Yeah, you tried really hard.
So yeah, no, I will also just say my mom is very, like, now she approves of all of those things, but those were all things
Yeah.
that she pushed against. Well, actually, no, not the dog.
I
She's
have a
very
whole-
much still against the dog.
I have a whole list of things. I think it's good when we become adults. I think naturally there's going to be that time in our life once we go to college or turn 18 or do things where you have to make that switch of listening to everything your parents say. And it goes from an obedient relationship to a, hey, I'm actually going to make my own decisions now.
Yeah.
And then it switches to, there's a little bit of tension in there. Like I had tension with my mom a few years in there too. And now it's switched from, hey, we're no longer like, it's not a parent child. Now we're peers. And now it's more of a mentor relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that naturally that switch has tension.
And that's why I will say these weren't like disobedience. These were just like not following her advice.
Right.
Yeah. Like I feel like choosing to get married was my first like adult decision.
Yeah.
Because I was so young. Like I was like, this was my first. Then at that point, man, I just had a heyday of making my own decisions. Clearly.
You really did. You put your parents, you were like, oh yeah, I'm getting married. And then I'm moving to Hawaii. Oh yeah.
And we're doing social media.
and Matt's dropping out of college. They're
They
like,
actually
whoa.
didn't push back against that one that much.
Yeah.
I don't really know why. Maybe they did, and I just kind of forgot about it.
I don't remember. It was just a lot of like big things at once.
It was a
all of it.
lot at
Yeah.
once. I put my parents through a lot. Sorry, guys.
Hey, it worked out.
It worked out.
I think now that we've shared things that we didn't listen, maybe should have, or it worked out, maybe we can share some of the things that our moms did great and some great advice they poured into us.
Yes.
And I honestly had a little bit of a hard time. I had to really sit down and think through this. And I talked to my sisters too, because when your parents shape and inform your internal dialogue and your thoughts and your life for so long, it's kind of hard to pinpoint like, oh, these are the major things that my mom shared or taught me that have stuck with me. So I really wanted to think through some of them. I got some good ones. Mm-hmm. Was it hard for you, or was it kind of like, no, these
I
are
came
very
up with
obvious?
a lot actually quickly. I was also having this discussion with my mom.
Yeah, I did
because I
too.
was also like you said, like you're like you did teach me this, right? Like I
Yes.
didn't come to this. I didn't arrive here on my own.
Right.
I guess the first one that I thought of that like my mom is always in my ear because this is something that I still struggle with a lot. It's the primary focus of a lot of my therapy is that I feel guilty a lot. Like I just have like a guilty, like I feel like things are like I should have done something. I don't know. I feel guilty all the time. My mom, ever since I was a kid, she was like, well, did you do something wrong? And I'm like, I guess it wasn't wrong. She's like, well, then don't feel guilty unless you did something wrong. This feels like such a basic thing that my mom like had to like really hound in on me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just don't feel guilty unless you did something wrong. Like if someone else is going through a hard time, I feel like in my brain, it's always trying to convince me that there was something that I didn't do to stop that from happening. And so like if anything was happening or like, okay, say for instance, like I got a part and I'm thinking about this like a lot, like I did theater as a kid. If I got a part that I knew someone else really wanted, like instead of being happy that I got the part, because I also wanted it. This also prevented me from figuring out what I actually wanted because I like so badly like wanted
to please others.
others. Yeah. And so like I got the part, I'd be like, I'm not even like that happy because I just feel so bad because so-and-so, I know they really wanted it and they tried really, really hard. And she's like, Abby, did you do anything wrong? And I'm like, no, I tried my best. And then she's like, that's not wrong. Like, don't feel guilty. So yeah, I feel like that's one that I like currently, even like now that I'm 27, I still hear my mom's voice, like literally in her voice, like, don't feel guilty unless you did something wrong.
Your mom is a really level-headed and a great voice of reason. And so I could see her and she's really good at just sharing truth in a way that's just like, wait, why is that even, it's so matter-of-fact in a gracious way.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I could see your mom saying that in a way that doesn't make you feel dumb for feeling guilty, but also is like, hey, that's just not true. Like you don't need to.
That's
I
a
think
good
she
point.
balances those things really well in her.
I think that's very true.
Yeah. So that's a really good one. My mom is extremely hardworking. If I think through the people in my life and the most hardworking people I know, it's both of my parents and Caleb. Like I'm like, these are the three of the most hardworking people I know. She was one of 13. She has 13
Which
siblings.
is crazy.
She has a lot
didn't
of
know
siblings.
that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
One of 13. And they didn't have any money growing up. And so all of her siblings really had to bootstrap themselves to, if they wanted to do something, they had to financially pay for it themselves, starting at a young age. And so just her whole life, she's really just grinded for the things that she wanted. Anytime that I would say, I want to do blank, or I wish I could do this, my mom would always just say, well, just do it. Why can't you do it? What's stopping you from doing it? Just go do it.
Even the way you just said it, I could see Ruth saying that. Well, just do it.
Just do it. Just like, why are you talking about it? Just go do it. And I was talking to her about this, and she actually was given that advice at her first job when she was 19 years old from a guy in the elevator at her office. And she's like, that always stuck with me, and I wanted to teach that to you girls. And that has always been just my attitude of life. Like, well, if I want to try something, I'm just going to try it. Or I'm just going to do it. Like, there's not a question of if I can. It's not a question if I can do it. It's just will I or will I not.
That's good.
Yeah, and I think that just gave me a level of confidence to try new things and always enabled me to like take risks. And I feel like Caleb and I have taken a lot of risks together in our 20s. And I feel like my mom has really encouraged all those decisions. And yeah, from a young age, that was instilled with me. I can do anything.
My parents did that too. I always think about all the time when I tell Matt this story. Both my parents, but my dad, like there's some specific memories. I think there's something too about like a girl with their dad. Like you're like, my dad's not gonna lie to me. Like, I'm like, my mom will make me feel good, but my dad's not gonna lie to me.
Yeah.
And I remember one day I was like, Dad, it's so crazy, but there has been a lot of presidents and none of them have been a girl. And he was like, well, you could be the first. And I was really like,
okay,
I could.
I will be.
But that sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, I won't be.
Like I fully believed that, like, and
Yeah.
I to this day, I fully believe that my dad thought I could. I don't know if that is actually what he's thinking or if he was like trying to instill confidence in me. And then the same thing happened with baseball. I was like, Dad, all of these Major League Baseball players, none of them are girls. He's like, you could be the first. I was like, me, so not athletic. And I'm like, I could, but gosh, I think I want to do something else with my time. Like,
Yeah.
And so I always think about that because I think humility is a really important characteristic to have.
Of course.
But I was thinking about this more and more. Like when it comes to kids, I'm like, that's not the role of the parent. Like, I feel like the world does enough to knock you on your knees and humble you.
Right.
That I'm like, I just want to speak, like, confidence into my children.
Yeah.
Now, I do think you can cross a line with that.
Right.
But I think you can gauge that. And I don't know. I'm like, my parents just really spoke a lot of confidence in me. They're like, you can. Or they're like, why are you not the best? Like, you could be the best. Just be the best.
Just do it.
Like,
just work hard. Yeah, work really hard and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I've taken something with CJ recently. Like if he says, I can't do it, Mama, I'm like, don't ever say you can't do it. You can ask for help. And that's what you should say. Don't ever say you can't do it because you can, buddy. And if you need help, just say I need help because that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But don't say you can't because you can do anything. And that's just, I get that from my mom.
Yeah.
And my dad. But my
helpful.
mom really spoke that a lot.
Okay, this next one's actually really good, and it's as it relates to boy advice. I think for a period of time there, my mom was probably like, what's going on with Abby? Because I was not, like, very boy crazy. Like, okay, I always say that, and you guys always think I wasn't. My mom was like, you were not boy crazy. Ask her.
No, I believe you weren't boy crazy, but the boys were crazy about you. Like, you always had a guy, I felt like that was, like, dying for your attention.
Stories I've heard, it's more than just Matt.
If I have painted that picture, then that is just my ego. Like, it is not the case.
Who stayed at the
never
hotel
said
with
it.
you guys in St. Louis?
Yeah, I'm like, you've never said it in a prideful way. It's always so nonchalant that I'm like, what is she talking about?
I don't know.
You went on dates?
I did go on. Okay, so this is where it comes to my mom's advice. Okay. She might have phrased it differently, but in my head, I internalized it as, like, no boy can take a reservation on you. Meaning, like, okay, so this came into play specifically. I can think of an example when it came to homecoming. I was like, Mom, like, this guy is, like, literally actively driving to our house to ask me to homecoming because his friend told me, he's like, are you home? I'm like, I know what's about to happen. But I was like, but I know so-and-so is planning and they're going to ask me. They already told me they're going to ask me to homecoming. And she's like, Abby, no boy can take a reservation on you. Like,
Ooh.
and so she's like, if they're gonna ask you, it's like whoever is asked you and you want to go with them first, you take that. Like, no one gets to take a reservation.
Yeah, they don't get to claim stake on your land.
Yeah, and like hold you. Literally, no one gets to claim stake on my land.
Sorry.
This land is your land.
There's land. That's my favorite flag song.
Are there other flag songs?
Yes.
There's a lot of them.
Oh, sorry. Great Old Flag is my favorite flag song.
Okay, fun fact.
Sorry, derailed. Go back.
Anyway,
That's
she's
great
like,
advice.
no boy gets to take a reservation. And actually, this did come into play. Now you guys are like,
Sorry.
This did come into play
this
again.
came into play a couple other times where
Yeah.
she was like,
The boys
A couple other times.
Yeah, I know.
she's like, no
They
one.
should. They were cute. You're so cute, of course.
She's like, no one gets to take a reservation on you. And I do think that can extend beyond like boys asking you to homecoming. But like basically meaning like you're free to make your own decisions for yourself in your best interest. Right. And like I think this also, once you hear more about the other advice I needed from my mom, like explains it like, but they wanted to and I had to do this.
Yeah, that's really good advice, especially if you're a people pleaser. It's like, hey, they don't have the right to just take your answer.
She's like, Abby, actually think for a minute. Who do you want to go with? And I was like, well, I probably want to go with who is like gonna. And she's like, it's like the fact that she needed to sort through all of that to just figure out what I actually wanted, so I would do that. And so, and then this advice also extended to like going on dates. Like if a guy would ask me on a date, but I'm like, but Mom, I just don't know if I could like see my whole life with him. She's like, Abby.
Whoa.
She's like,
slow it down.
It's not that serious. Like it's fun. And if you think you'd have a fun time with him, you don't have to think about if you even want him to be your boyfriend. Like just say yes if you think it would be fun to go with him. Give him a shot. Yeah. And she's like, I think he's a really nice, kind guy. And if he's asking you on a date, like you can just say yes, and it can be that simple. So yeah, that was my mom's like boy advice.
That's really good advice. Really good advice.
No reservations on me.
Yeah, I love that.
We don't take reservations here.
That's good. I'm gonna use that someday. That's really good. My mom's was also similar, kind of playing off with the first. My mom was really big on fake it until you make it. And she would always tell us, if you walk into a room and you feel insecure, put your shoulders back. Remember that you are a Hewlett girl. Put your chin in the air and walk around like don't stink, okay? And she meant it. And she's like, if you just have to go in there, walk into rooms where you feel scared and just pretend like you're not. She's like, you don't have to be perfect at this or whatever. Like you will figure it out along the way. And I just feel like that has stuck with me a lot. And there are a lot of things that like I'll do or start that I am nervous about or feel insecure about. But as you start doing them and the more time you're in those spaces, you get better and you learn more. And so it's like if you never even took the step to enter whatever it is, like I'll just use the podcast, for example. I was nervous to start the podcast. And it's like if I never started it and I was too scared or wanted to be perfect off the jump, like then you just don't even have the opportunity to grow and learn. And so you just kind of have to pretend like you're a professional until you become a professional. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes people ask, like, how are you confident? I'm like, I'm not always confident. I just pretend like I'm confident and I just gaslight myself, and it's a great way to live your life.
Your mom was meant to raise girls, I feel like.
Yeah,
like strong women.
Yes.
And she did.
She totally did. It's so interesting, my parents, the balance, because my mom is really, like, I would describe her as strong, loyal, really like stand up for yourself, very that. And then my dad is more of the sensitive, like talker, so they have a good balance there. But it's funny that my mom isn't like the sensitive one.
Your mom's confidence is contagious. Like I feel like when I'm around her, I feel like I'm like, there's no place for fear. Like
no, she's a very uplifting person to be around.
Yes, seriously. This one's kind of twofold because I'm kind of combining two into one that I could easily separate and make them two separate things. But I think about my parents a lot when it comes to careers. So this is one of those things my parents taught us to do kind of differently than like how they did. And I want to be careful because I don't want to like speak on their life story, but they're always like, do what you love. Like it does not matter if it is like not practical. Like they weren't really like the practical. Actually, in the book I'm reading, the girl wants to be an actress and her dad is like, it's not practical. And that was never, my parents both had very practical jobs. But that they would never gave me that advice.
Yeah.
They were like, I remember being like, but guys, like this doesn't feel very realistic because I wanted to do acting as well. And they were like, I'm like, but it doesn't really feel that realistic. And they're like, who cares? Someone has to have the part. Yeah. Someone gets to do that. Right. It's whoever's going to work hard and try and actually take that risk. And so like that should be you. And so they always pushed me to like follow my passions and to, I guess, not be afraid of taking like a non-conventional route, which is honestly so ironic that this is like now where I'm at because it's like, even though my mom wasn't necessarily encouraging social media, she did always encourage me to follow like my passions and like to be like non-conventional, but ultimately to not worry what other people think. Yeah. And when I was talking to my mom about this episode, I was like, what were the things that you like really, really intentionally taught me? And I was like, because like you said, it's hard to piece apart like what came from your mom, and you're like, I've just had that. And it's like,
Yeah.
actually, no, your parent was like the voice speaking this into you your whole childhood. And she's like, I feel like the thing I focused on the most was not to worry what other people think. And it was really sweet because she's like, I couldn't really figure it out myself, but that one certainly worked on you.
Oh, that's
which was really
sweet.
sweet. But yeah, so I guess like arriving at a career decision and like not worrying about if it's conventional or if it's necessarily realistic or what other people are going to think, because I do think a lot of people that go into acting, modeling, start a business, social media, like there can be a lot of fears of like, oh my gosh, like what if someone sees this and like it is super cringy and they're like embarrassed by it. I guess in my head I was just kind of like,
Whatever.
I don't like, I don't know, it doesn't matter. I shouldn't say that I never like got embarrassed about it, but I just feel like my parents really just instilled this like I don't know, disregard for other people's opinions, which was something that I think they had to do because it was like I was not naturally that way.
Yeah.
I fully believe that I did not just like come this way. Like I was like I said, especially like from a young age, people pleasing, like super concerned about like everyone else and like what they were thinking or if they approved of what I was doing. And so they really worked against that, and especially my mom.
Yeah.
So.
And that's amazing. Yeah, I hope that for my kids. It's like you want, there's such a freedom in your life when you arrive to that point where it's like the opinions of others don't affect my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I can tell that's something your parents did, because Blake's the same way, where he's like, I don't care about other people's opinions. He doesn't need them, or he doesn't need other people's validation on who he is. And so that definitely comes from your parents instilling that in both of you.
yeah, like you were very safe in your identity with them. Like you knew who you were based off what they said about you. And it's like, okay, then I know that's true. So I think that's amazing, amazing, amazing.
Yeah. I got to give them that credit.
Yeah, that's awesome. The last one from my mom that I was thinking through, and this isn't necessarily something she told me, it's just what she showed me in her life. My mom is incredibly servant-hearted towards her family. Like, she sees a need and she fills it, and it's honestly insane to me, just like the way I watch her days. She just moves from thing to thing to thing to thing. She's got like the little Energizer bunny. Like, she has so much energy. She never complains. She never expects anything back in return. She just gives and gives and gives and gives and gives to her daughters and her husband. And I'm like, dang, my mom is an incredible example of just like a really servant-hearted, loving mom who has just loved being a mom, loves being a wife, like loves her family so well. And even just like the smallest things, I'll be out of toilet paper towels. She'll come the next day and she'll bring me paper towels. You know, it's just like really small things. She sees a need and she fills it. And it's something I deeply, deeply admire in my mom. And like, I really want to, sorry, I don't want to get emotional talking about it, but yeah.
That's sweet. Hey, you can cry here. Oh, Abby, you have a good mom.
I'm the best mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think too, like, when it comes to her being a grandma, it's so sweet. Yeah. And I remember right after I gave birth to CJ, Caleb, you know, we were in the hospital for quite a few days after he was born. And so Caleb didn't have any time off of work. And it was the day we got out of the hospital and he had to go and work 40 hours. He worked 40 hours in 3 days, like right after CJ was born. And I just remember sitting there like, oh my gosh, we have a baby and I have no idea what I'm doing. And my mom came and she was just like, Abby, let him work. Just go let him catch up on that. I'm here. I'm here. I got you. And like, let him catch up so that when I'm gone, like he can help you. And it's just like the way that she always steps in is so amazing. And I know you're getting emotional, Addie, because your mom is the same way. And it's just so, especially when these moments when you really need your mom and they show up and you're just like, oh, I'm so blessed. I love you. So it's just, yeah, I admire that in her. And I hope I can be like that towards CJ and Vivian and their families someday too. That's her legacy that I want to pass on to my kids.
It's sweet just like seeing how much my mom is trying to figure out, and my parents are trying to figure out like financially how she can quit her job so that she can just be here and like take care of Brielle, which is like the most like selfless thing to want to do that for us. And she's been here for 3 days and it's just so sweet watching her just light up.
Yeah,
I just-
it's the best.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And Lori's great too.
Yeah,
Lori's the
seriously.
best.
The
grandma
best.
also.
Yeah.
Honey, sorry, not grandma.
Honey.
She's the best, honey.
She's the best.
Seriously, yeah.
Was there anything, Addie, that you wanted to share? Something that you learned from your mom?
I was trying to think of things while you guys were talking. I was thinking like my parents and my mom really set me up for success financially and teaching us how to use our money, save our money, give our money, and that set us up for success. Like,
It's huge.
It really has, just instilling that from us from a young age. And unconditional love, I think that's like a normal thing, but I think she showed that very, very selflessly growing up, and I knew that I could go to her about anything. I also think, you were mentioning this too, not having that strict of rules. Yes, there were expectations, and I think that was the thing, is there were expectations of me, but there weren't necessarily strict rules around me, and I think that, again, also set me up for success. Growing up, I know they expected me to be home by a certain time, or they expected me to be a good kid and to do things, but they weren't like, you have to be at home by midnight or you're grounded, and there's these consequences and these things that happen. It's like, we expect you to be at home because that's what we tell you. And I always knew, okay, cool, that's fine with me.
Right.
And listening to them in those ways was really helpful.
I love that you bring that up, because like I think my parents also had that style of parenting, and I kind of like have been thinking about obviously parenting all the time now with my kids. Coming from not super strict parents, it instilled confidence in me, because in a way I felt like I was like kind of setting the expectation for myself, even though underhandedly, like they had laid this foundation of what was acceptable and what was not acceptable. But in my head, it was still like, it wasn't as black and white. So I felt like I had the confidence then to like navigate things that weren't black and white. And that relational aspect of parenting, whereas like if it's super strict and black and white, then you just don't want to approach your parents.
Oh yeah,
feel
I would
like.
text them all the time and be like, hey, I'm running a little late on curfew. I'll be home in 15 minutes. Or can I leave in 15 minutes instead of being home in 15 minutes? And they'd be like, yeah, sure. Like, it was just a communication and like a trust that I think my parents had to build in me. And
Like I didn't need to
have with
speed
them.
home.
No, and they wouldn't want that either. They would
Right.
want me to be safe and get home quickly. I think the other thing is the confidence building, and I don't know how they instilled that in me. I think that's something that I've realized is maybe different about me. This is so superficial, but I'm like, I don't really wear makeup that often, like really only when I'm going out somewhere. And I don't really get my hair done. I don't get dressed during the day. Like, I'm really confident in my natural self. And I think my mom she never expected anything different from me. And I think she always told me how beautiful I was just the way I was. And then not quitting. If I would have quit dance that first time I was there, I wanted to quit at semester, and she didn't let me, and I danced the rest of my life. And so I think that's something too. But
Yeah.
those are my quick things that I thought of.
Those are great.
Those are good.
We're
Your
so
mom's
blessed.
also like, when I think about your mom, she's very like good with verbal affirmation. I feel like
She is, and that is something we go back and forth with, because I don't necessarily want it.
really.
So she's really
I guess
sentimental.
it's like you're very
Aw.
like you're a
I'm-
very kind person, but like it's like your mom is so verbally affirming, and I was like, wow, that's
She is, and I think that actually played a big role in who I am, especially even though I didn't necessarily need it, but I did clearly. But I'm not a verbal affirmations person. I don't know what I am. I think I do like it, but sometimes I'm like, it's cheesy. But it's like this morning, Burrell was crying, and I picked her up. She goes, she loves her mommy. I'm like, of course she does, Mom. Like, duh. But she's like so
aw,
sweet.
that's so sweet.
I'm like, yeah, she does.
Addie, you're so funny.
I'm so straightforward.
Yes.
I'm a lot like my dad, which is funny. And so my mom is very good with verbal affirmations and making sure she loves all of her children no matter what. And I think that has shown me a lot. We've been through a lot as a family, and my mom has shown up for every single one of us kids in so many ways that I think is so admirable, even though sometimes she's like, why did none of my kids want kids or only want 2? She has 4. She's like, you guys only want 2 kids or no kids. And I'm like, she's like, what did I do wrong? I'm like, nothing, you did great.
Yes, it's sweet.
So yeah, she is very good with the verbal.
Well, I'm glad we got to shout out our moms.
Yes, I also
They all
want
watch
to say
this podcast. So they're
Yeah,
hope
so-
you guys are all crying.
Yeah,
We're all crying.
we We made this because we found out that all of our moms listen to this podcast. So
They actually made us do it. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Made us do it.
Ruth hopped on our call and I said, let's make it about the mom.
No, literally. Oh, that was great.
We also want to shout out some of your moms because we polled you guys and asked some of the good lessons you learned from your mom, and you came up with some really good ones to share. So we're going to shout out a couple of them. Mara said her mom said to always shower before getting in bed.
I second that. That's a great.
That's a good one. I never understood morning showerers.
I didn't either.
Gotta
It
get
seems a
clean
little
before you get in the
crazy.
sheets.
I don't know how to say her name. VV. We'll just say that. Her mom would say, "You are who you hang around with," and ain't that true?
That is
It's
the
a great
truth.
one. It's so true.
My mom always said, this comes from Liv, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Now I always ask.
I love people that just ask out of pocket things. Not like you just go to the store and it's like, "Hey, can I have a discount on that?" I'm like, at least they asked. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm just so.
Oh, that makes me itchy.
It makes me itchy too. But when people
Matt
do it,
Howard
I'm
thing.
like, that is
That was-
so
Or Lori
impressive.
Biswell. Also, Lori will ask for.
She
Yeah.
asked. My mom asked for things, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then usually she gets it. I'm like, I should just start asking for things.
I'm like, Mom, no, please don't.
Please, just keep it simple. It is how it is.
Keep it simple.
Sammy said, juice oranges. Oh, sorry. Juice oranges, carrots, and ginger together and drink to help with acne and make your skin glow. That sounds so good. I love ginger.
Does that work?
Oranges, carrots, and ginger.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds delicious.
If anything, it's healthy.
Yeah, we love that.
Gracie says, always have a list and eat before you go grocery shopping. Save so much money.
Eat before you go grocery
That's
shopping.
a
It's
good-
so
good
real.
hack.
That is good advice.
I love it. Ellie said that nothing good happens past 11 p.m. My dad would always say that. He's like, nothing good happens after midnight. I know. It is a little ominous. And then anytime it's past midnight, I'm like, I gotta get home. Only bad things are gonna happen.
I gotta get home.
Yeah, like,
That's
get
exactly what he
nervous.
wanted you to do.
It's like superstitious. I was like, oh, things are gonna. I ruined it. I'm out past midnight.
I feel like we ought to also shout out, like, I know that, like, we have really put a lot of praise on our moms, but not everyone gets to have, like, a good mom. You know,
Right.
like, that's unfortunate, but that's the case. But I just want to encourage those of you that if you're like, man, dang it, like,
Yeah.
what am I to do? Like, I'm just out in the world alone. I don't have, or maybe your mom is not around anymore, or there's particular life circumstances that just make your relationship with your mom a little bit more challenging or difficult or distant. And I just want to say that you have the power, I fully believe this, to change your family down the future. And like, I just have seen that even in my own family. Like, if you look generations back, like, the example wasn't always there. And this is something that, like, people had to intentionally do. Like, my mom and my grandmas had to intentionally do to change that for our family. So things could be different, and for my relationship with my mom and my mom's relationship with her mom. So I just want to say that you have the power to change that.
Yes.
And to start a new trend.
Yes. Yes.
I fully believe that.
So encouraging and hopeful. Well, we come to the part where we're talking about always eating.
Always
What are we
eating.
making for dinner?
I found a new recipe this week.
You did?
Actually, yeah, I'm linking it for you guys. It's a sheet pan meal, because who doesn't love a good sheet pan meal?
Yum.
Just no more dishes. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
And this one is sheet pan gnocchi with Brussels sprouts and sausage.
Oh.
I'm gonna say a couple things. It feels like
Is it pesto?
You put pesto on top of it at the end.
Yum.
This recipe is actually very big, and I feel like you can swap a lot of things out. It feels kind of fall-like, because I feel like I think about Brussels sprouts and butternut squashes in it. It feels like kind of fall-like. It's good any time of year.
Yeah,
It kind of has
yum.
some interesting flavors. I swapped out the Italian sausage for chicken sausage. I love an apple chicken sausage.
Yeah.
You just chop it all up, throw it in the oven, and then you can top it with, the recipe says burrata. I just use those, like, fresh mozzarella pearls
so
and
good.
a little pesto.
Yum.
And everyone ate it.
Yum.
Which was a win. Okay, I shouldn't say, I'm not sure how much my kids ate. But me and Matt loved it. And I made it for a friend too,
Every
and they really
adult ate
liked it. Every adult ate it. I don't know if your kids are eating Brussels sprouts, how are you doing that?
Right.
I mean, I could probably get them to eat one if I gave them candy afterwards.
This was the first week ever that CJ didn't get separate dinners made. He ate all of our meals this week. I know. It feels like a big
That's
win.
great.
Yeah. He ate broccoli.
My kids ate broccoli last
He said,
night.
I
I'm so
like
proud
it. I know. I'm like, we're turning a corner.
of them. I know, it's the best.
That was funny. That reminds me of this weekend when your oldest didn't want to eat his breakfast casserole. And then he took a bite. He go, I like it. I like it.
I ate it all. And
It took him a while to take that first
when
bite.
I'm like, I know you like this food. I'm just gonna stick it out.
Yes, so true.
But
My recipe is from Ambitious Kitchen. It's the mom's slow cooker beef stew. Her recipes are so good. I have not made a bad Ambitious Kitchen recipe. All of her soups are amazing. I once made an entire Ambitious Kitchen Thanksgiving when we had COVID and Caleb and I didn't go home for Thanksgiving. I made all of her recipes.
Wow.
It was incredible. Everything was so good. So this is like, you make it in the slow cooker, which is nice. You just sear your beef, throw it in there. And then it's just a flavor bomb of seasonings. It's red wine, balsamic vinegar, herbs. It is so good. And it kind of gets thick at the end. You put in a little flour and peas at the end and then let it kind of simmer and it gets really thick and nice. And it's just, oh, it is a comfort meal.
yum.
And healthy and good and hearty. And everyone will love it.
And slow cooker. Bonus
Yeah,
points.
you can make it in the morning.
Yeah, people that go to work, you can just throw it in the cooker.
So it hits every time.
Ask Abby. Do you have a couple voicemails?
Yeah, let's kick it off with a food-related one.
Ooh.
Hi, I just had to recall because my toddler hung up on you guys. I just wanted to call and say that I took your advice on like skipping lunchtime for toddlers and treating it more like just snacks and letting them just kind of snack throughout the early afternoon. And I just want to say that has been a game changer. Like, no more fighting with having them eat or not eat, or my 1-year-old throwing food on the floor. None of that. And now they actually eat. So I just wanted to say that I appreciate that, and that has been like some of the best advice I've ever gotten. So thanks. Love you guys.
Oh my
That makes me feel so good because actually when she said she followed my advice, I was like, oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh no, they listen.
Oh, no, they listen. I don't know where that's going to go. Oh, man. Yeah, don't feed your toddlers lunch.
That's so fun to
That's
hear
so
that.
nice. I'm glad it's working for you, too.
Yeah.
Because, gosh, I can't go back anymore.
Yeah, thanks for sharing too. That was like you tried it and it was good. That's music to our ears.
Seriously.
Hi, Abby's. This is Brooke, and I was just wondering if you guys have any books that you've read that have really impacted the way that you parent. Thank you.
The Bible. And I honestly haven't read any books.
I feel like we could also add in, like, or if there's, like, influencers you follow or different online content people, too. That would help.
I honestly, when it comes to parenting stuff, I'm really careful about what I listen to online because there are so many opinions online and every kid is so different. So I feel like it's okay to take some little nuggets here and little nuggets there. But honestly, it's the same thing with me where I'm like, it's just overwhelming sometimes to intake everything. And parenting is just not one of those things that's proven like this works and this doesn't because again, every kid's so different. I've honestly, like I talked to a lot of people in my life. I talked to my mom. I talked to you guys. I have my mentor, Kim. She's older and she has 3 kids I really respect the way that she's parenting her kids. And I just feel like I'm taking advice from the people in my life that I enjoy their children and like adult children too. So that has almost been more beneficial to me than necessarily like books and stuff. There is one book, it's called Shepherding Your Child's Heart, which not everything in that book I do or agree with, but there's one thing that really stuck out to me, and I think about it a lot when it comes to discipline. It's that I don't always want to go for control. Like I don't want to go for control or just behavior control. I want to try to get to the heart problem. So like, what is the root of this behavior, not just trying to like snuff out the behavior. And so I try to think about that a lot. Like if my oldest isn't listening very well, I'm like, well, why isn't he listening? Am I getting upset because I'm not able to like control him right now? Or am I just upset because this is actually like a bad character trait that I want to talk to him about and like point him in a better direction? So I feel like those are the things that has like stuck out to me when I think about parenting stuff, but I don't know, navigating it day by day.
I totally agree. Yeah. Like, I think parenting advice is probably best done through relationship if possible. I know that in college, Matt and I nannied for a family together that we like adored their children and still do. And I remember just like picking her brain all the time. Like, why do you do this? Or how do they do this? Like, they're so young, yet they speak like adults. Like, but they're so fun and bold and they take things on. Like, I just remember just picking her brain. Shout out Sarah Downey. Honestly, like she's amazing. And I still talk to her sometimes. And so, yes, obviously like looking for people that you're like, okay, their kids are pretty awesome kids. Like, how did you do that? Like, let's reverse engineer that. And then also, if I did have to pick a book, I can't claim that I've read the entire book. I have not finished it. But a really popular book was Hunt, Gather, Parent. And there's a line from it that, like, I think about a lot because it redirects me a lot in my day. And it's kids don't want to be distracted. They want to be included. Or kids don't need to be distracted. They need to be included. And so I think about that a lot, especially, like, when I'm like, okay, I'm, like, cleaning something or cooking something, and it'd be really easy to try to set them up with something and get them out of my hair. But there's so much to be learned from them, like going through those motions with me and like making a meal with me, or, you know, like being a part of cleaning something up. And I see that teaches them a lot of independence too. So Hunt, Gather, Parent, I cannot claim to have read that entire book, nor do I probably recommend the entire thing.
Yeah, I didn't read all Shepherding Your Child's Heart either. I think I read like the first 2 chapters, like that stuck with me. I don't need it anymore.
Got it.
I'm like, get to the heart.
Hi, Abby's. I love listening to you guys when I'm doing my mom chores, so thank you for making those a lot more fun. I would love to know how you guys named your kids and if there are any stories behind your kids' names. Thank you.
That's sweet.
That's sweet.
It's such an honor to be included in like your daily life like that. Like when I just hear about like your mom chores, I'm like, oh, so sweet.
I know. Okay, so CJ, his name is Caleb John. Caleb is obviously my husband, and then both grandpas are John. So that was really fun. And we had a really hard time thinking of a boy name, and it just came to me at night. I said, we should just name him Caleb John and call him CJ, because that's like the 3 most important men in his life. So if we have another son, I have no idea what direction we'll go. And then Vivian, I've loved that name since I was a little girl. Like I have a journal. I used to want to be a fashion designer, and I have a journal where I was my design book, and my designer name was Vivian Vincenior. I have a whole page of logos, and yeah, just so silly. But I've just always loved that name. It's always stuck with me, and yeah, I just always knew that was gonna be my daughter's name.
For my kids, Griffin, I just liked that name. That's about
Good
it.
story.
But his middle
It's a
name
great
is
name.
Douglas, which is a family name, which we had lost my grandpa the year before he was born. And so they share the same middle name.
Yeah.
And then same with August. That was a name I loved since childhood. I read the book Wonder when I was a kid.
Is that he gets a deformity?
Yeah.
Is there a movie about it?
Yeah, there's a movie now.
Yeah,
but
okay.
it's been a book. It was a book for a while.
Yeah,
and,
sweet.
His name was Augie, and I was like, I love the name Augie,
sweet.
and I was like, well, I guess I can only use it if I have a boy born in August. Which actually, a lot of people when we named August, they were like, I would only name my son August if he wasn't born in August, and I was like,
Everyone's so different.
what is? Okay. And so I always said, I was like, if we ever have a boy born in August, then we got our name already. And then I was like, but what are the odds of that? And then his due date was the 15th. So I was like, odds are he's probably going to be born in August.
It's happening.
And so I was excited about that. And then he is named after Matt's grandpa for their middle name. They share a middle name, August Jacob.
Yeah.
And so both of our kids have like significant family middle names, but then just names that we like for the first names.
That's how we are too. Brielle, we knew we wanted a B name. We liked the double B's for Brielle Biswell. And we just like the name Brielle. That's the only like B name we liked for a girl. So if we have another girl, we're going to have to find another B name we like.
Yeah.
But her middle name's Lee after Terry Blake's grandpa. And then my mom's middle name is also Lee. So it kind of worked for both.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, hers is spelled Lea, but
Yeah,
you
same
don't
name.
usually ask how to spell it. So it
Right,
works
right,
out.
right. That's awesome.
Thanks again to all of you that have called in and left voicemails. It's probably my favorite part of filming this, honestly. It's like such a sweet way to end off the episodes and a way to connect with you guys, and we just appreciate your engagement. If you also want to call, the phone number is 602-456-9690.
And I think it's always fun reading your guys' reviews. So thank you guys so much for leaving those. If you guys want to leave a review on all your episodes or all your podcast listening platforms, that would be so greatly appreciated. And this review is from Abby. Great name.
Great name.
From a fellow Abby. Hello. I could simply not continue running while listening to your latest episode. I was on mile 9 of my run, and the part about your little guy tumbling down. Sorry. The part about your little guy tumbling down the slide and shooting your son with the Nerf gun came on. And when I say I was wheezing from laughter, tears were in my eyes. I have a 2.5-year-old toddler boy and just couldn't relate more. I love your show and the pure entertainment it brings. A breath of fresh air from the gossip all over the internet today. Thank you for joining me on my runs and helping me feel strong as I train for my half marathon next month. Woo! 6 months postpartum. Abby,
Wow.
we should be friends. I feel like we have so many things in common.
Seriously.
Thank you so much for leaving that review, and glad we
so
could
nice.
entertain you.
Gosh, thank you guys so much. Wow, I think that wraps up today's episode.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening, and remember, we're always here.